What would you do on a day like today? It's 56 degrees outside, the wind's hardly blowing, there's hardly any clouds at all, it's absolutely a beautiful day. I think I'm going to fly down to Llano, Texas. Who says there's not all kinds of cool flying in Texas? KEQO, they've got usually 4 or 5 crew cars, and one of the best barbecue joints in town. I mean, in Texas, just about, called Coopers. So I think I'm going to go there for lunch. You want to come for the ride?
Flip prop.
I'm Scott Perdue, and today on Flywire we're just gonna take it easy day. We're gonna fly down to Llano, KEQO, Texas, about 40 minutes away, and they've got some of the best barbecue in town called Coopers, and they'll either come get you or the airport keeps like 4 or 5 rental cars. We're going to go down there and meet a bud. He's from San Antonio. Used to fly with him in the Air Force. And we're going to have lunch. And if we're lucky, we may end up going and doing a little bit of formation work. I think it might be fun. Half up, half left. 150, 152. No flags. That's all good. Right, so come on for the ride. Let's see what it's going to be today. It's a frabjous day. All right, here we go. Pilot traffic light Bonanza taking active 17, departing to the south, Portland. Fixture, prop, throttle, trim, set. Ready to fix. Gears up. Gear. Down. Flaps half. Llano traffic light Bonanza.
500.
3 miles straight in, 17, Llano.
And Llano traffic, yellow copy lining up for white, 3-1 Llano.
25 Zulu, about to turn crosswind for runway 19. 25 Zulu, crosswind 19er, super nice.
Gears down. Flaps to full. Llano traffic, white Bonanza, 1 mile straight in, 17, Llano. 3 green, flaps are down, gears down, flaps are down.
Kimball County.
Gears down. All flaps. These are the flaps. They're coming up.
5 minutes, clear the runway, Llano.
All right, first things first, let's put some gas in this thing. And then we'll eat.
This is a betrayal. Having to wear glasses. Terrible. Okay, I'm recording.
Welcome to my world.
I used to have had 2015 and 2010 vision, and back when I could see. And then as I got older, you know, it went to total shit.
Oh yeah. I had 2015 for so long, and it just slowly started. Luckily, my left eye kept 2015, but my right eye started to deteriorate.
Really?
And
Well, it was and I'm right-eyed, right-handed, right-eyed. Is that a thing? And that's what happened to me. My right eye was the best eye, and that's the worst.
oh, no problem. Yeah.
It's an absolute betrayal.
Yeah.
And this whole presbyopia thing, you can't
Oh yeah.
correct it.
Yep.
It's just not right.
Yeah.
That's a camera.
We're being filmed.
I'm gonna put you on YouTube. Talk about Llano.
I
think there's a prettier face than
Well, you're probably not wrong about that. All right, hey, I'm with Wayne Mudge. We call him Smudge. We used to fly F-15Es together once upon a time in a former life. And we're here at Llano. We just got back from Coopers BBQ. We took the airport car. And if you're not doing that, you know, it is the most amazing thing. You go to some airport and they let you have a car and you go in and get food, or go to the hotel. I've done that before. And then come back. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of formation flying just because we can. And it's a pretty day. So Smudge is going to be lead. He's older than I am.
Not by much.
So we're going to do a formation takeoff today. You're going to be lead. Tell me what we're going to do. Since you're
We're going to get on the runway. We're going to use standard hand signals and head signals. And I'll give you a run them up. We'll run them up 1,700 RPM each. When your engine's ready to go and your airplane's ready to go, you give me a head nod. I'll tap my head. I'll bring it down. When my chin hits my chest, I'm going to release my brakes, and I'll slowly take my vernier and move it up. I'll probably go to about 23 inches.
23 inches, okay.
And that'll give you a little extra if you need it. And we'll keep an eye on each other. We'll keep our halves of the runway. And then as the nose starts to get light, I'll just lift off, and you lift off with me. When I look back and see you're clear of the ground, I'll give you a gear up signal. You get your gear up, and you move it on into fingertip. And I'll make sure you're there. We'll get up to appropriate altitude, probably we'll be somewhere around 3,000 feet, 3,500 feet, and we'll start maneuvering in fingertip.
Sounds good.
At some point, I'll kick you out once we get up there so you can clean up your airplane, get your cowl flaps. I'm going to set 2,500 RPM. Get things set up the way you want them so you're ready to fly. So formation will rock you back in, and then we'll start maneuvering.
Okay.
Do some lazy 8 kind of stuff in fingertip. And then I'll give you a cross under with the dip of the wing, have you go to the other side, and we'll do some work on the other side.
Cool.
And if there's anything else you want to see, let me know on the radio.
I think that'd be it. This is a beautiful day.
Oh.
Great, fantastic day, so we're going to enjoy this.
We have no excuses.
No excuses. Yikes.
It is a gorgeous day. There's a reason I live in Texas.
Yeah. I live as far north as I want to live because it gets really cold if you go much further north.
Yes.
And if you live much further south, it gets really hot and humid. So I'm kind of where I want to be. I remember living in Seymour and Johnson, and man, the summer times, would it be VFR? There's no clouds really, but it would be IFR because there's so much humidity that the visibility was down. You know, 2 miles, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Bonanza flight check. 2. Taxi over here to do a run up. Llano Municipal Airport, automated weather observation 19er24 Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 5.
We're gonna go do a little
Visibility
formation.
more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 22 Celsius. 2.5 Celsius. Altimeter 299er7. Remarks. Present weather information not available.
Attention airmen, right-hand traffic for 17.
The key to any good formation is you do everything same way, same day. Preferably right about the same dang time. We're doing a quick engine run-up, and then we'll signal that we're ready to go, and lead will take us out on the runway. All right, just finished with the run-up, so let's get ready to taxi out. Of course, we want to do everything about the same. Give him a thumbs up, he's going to taxi us out. He's going to take the left side, I'm going to take the right side of the taxiway. We're going to do the same thing in the runway because of the winds. They're pretty calm today, but if the winds are from a little bit from the right, you want to put your wingman on the right. It's just courtesy, so he didn't have to deal with your wingtip vortices takeoff.
Bonanza flight of 2, taking runway for 17 departure to the southeast. Llano traffic.
All right, give him a thumbs up, we're ready to go. Run it up to about brake release. The whole key here is trying to match your acceleration with lead's acceleration, so we end up taking off at about the same time. This is working out pretty good. Alright, here we get ready to go airborne. In the air. I'm overrunning him a little bit, so I'm going to pull power and I'm going to ease off to the right side. Gear up. Alright, now let's do some wing work. In pilot training, Air Force pilot training at least, we do formation. In the formation phase, you do wing work, is what we call it, and you do leaves of it, left and right, and up to about 90 degrees bank turn. This airplane's not aerobatic, so we don't go to 90 degrees, but at least 30 degrees of bank with a little bit of a G, and that gives you a pretty good workout trying to stay there on the wing and stay in position. It's a dynamic situation. Lots of stuff is changing. Your speed is changing. Your trim is changing. The load on the airplane is all changing. Here we are going downhill. He's leaving me a little bit. He's a much lighter airplane than I am, so he's going to accelerate a little bit better than I am initially. Let's use a little bit of power to get back in. There we go. Wish I'd clean the windshield off. Alright, do a right turn. I'm on the inside, so now I don't need quite as much power. It's going to be a lot easier to deal with on the inside of the turn. Okay? And it's just physics. Part of formation flying. Physics and geometry. Wonderful things. Of course, power is too. Alright, it's going to give me a cross under. Here we go. I'm going to be on the left side of the airplane. Here's the cross under. It's just a wing rock in the direction of where you want your wingman to go. And you go over there. No funny visual signals, and head nods, arm jerking, and jump.
Want to see anything else?
No, I think that's good.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. How about we talk on the phone for a debrief later?
You betcha.
Well, that was a fun day. You got to take advantage of the weather and the availability of your friends when you have it. Life is too short not to have fun. The barbecue was good. The conversation might have been better. I really enjoyed that. It's fun just to talk flying. By the way, I included some more of the Smudge and I shooting the breeze stuff after the credits if you want to stick around for that. If you don't, I understand. It's no big deal. I appreciate, in the meantime, hey, I appreciate you watching. And while I had fun flying formation, something I really love doing, I want you to think about what was really happening there. My nickel is to go out and get some good training. Please don't sleep on in the proverbial Holiday Inn Express and substitute YouTube videos for good training, even my videos, however good they are. Formation is one of the most rewarding things you can do in an airplane, and heck, You don't even have to join the Mile High Club to do it. When you get close to another airplane, though, you want to step up your game, your discipline game, not to mention your skills. Please remember that debriefs and owning your mistakes is how you get better. It doesn't really matter how long you've been doing this, how many hours you have, or anything like that. You're human, and you make mistakes. Own them, learn from them. And I showed you in this video a couple of the good ones that I made in this video. And inside, going outside the turn and falling on the takeoff, etc. But if you learn from others, you learn from yourself, and you'll have fun along the way. And frankly, heck, that's what it's all about. You know, it's going out and having fun. So I want you to have fun, be safe, and if you like the video, I appreciate you watching it. Hit subscribe, it really helps me out, and ring the bell if you want notifications for the next video. Leave me some feedback, by the way, on what you'd like to see in these trip videos like this one, because I got a couple more coming up, and if I'm going down the wrong road, I want you to tell me about it. I wasn't so sure you'd like to see me with barbecue sauce all over my face, but hey, what the heck, maybe that'll work. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on Flywire. And stretched up to 10,000 feet before you get through the haze layer.
Yuck. Today's about right.
Today's fantastic. Humidity must be 30, 40%, something like that.
Light winds. The folks earlier, I don't know if you heard them talking, complaining because some people were using 1.7, some people were using 3.5. What's the right answer? Well, there is no right or wrong answer.
Just don't hit anybody.
That's it.
Flight at 2.
Oh, another formation coming in.
How about that? You're sort of busy.
Just never know. Just never know.
So one thing about the formation takeoff, though, is I think I'm going to be a little bit aft because a little bit narrower of a ground.
A little bit narrow runway. That makes good sense.
So you guys doing that for going up to Oshkosh? Did you do that clinic?
He does. He actually does that stuff with Bonanzas to Oshkosh, B2 Osh.
Yeah, because they had a workshop down in Fredericksburg. I want to say about a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago.
It was the first weekend in November.
Yes.
I was there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
We were getting people cycling in with Bonanzas and all that were heading down there just specifically for the workshop. So that looks like maybe an RV.
I do have RV8 fever.
Do you?
I'd really like to get an RV8.
Is that tail wheel or?
Tail wheel, tandem. It's a little sports car, and unfortunately, it doesn't have the cross-country capability of our 36s.
Not quite, but it's still pretty fast.
Pretty fast. My friend Jim Everett, that flies out of Silver Wings just west of Fredericksburg.
I think he's in here.
He and I will meet over Twin Sisters. He'll fly out of Silver Wings to the east. I'll fly out of San Marcos to the west. We'll use odd and even altitudes. Guy that gets sight joins up, and then we start doing all the standard formation stuff, like you used to do in ATC. Yeah. Fingertip, close trail, extended trail, pitch outs, rejoins. It's just a hoot. Swap leads, do it all over again, split up and go back home. He really angers me because he has a J model 35 with the rear seats pulled out, and he's running a 550.
So he is really light.
He's a hot rod, really light. And he's a darn good pilot too, which just frustrates me no end. And he built himself an RV8.
Oh, yeah.
And when sometimes we'll join up, and all of a sudden he's in the RV8, not the Bonanza. And it's okay, it works together. The problem is with my lead sled, when I'm going downhill, he has to cop the power to stay with me. But going up, sometimes I don't have enough power if we're going up aggressively. but it's still great fun.
Yes.
But that's a sweet little airplane. But
It is I used to run a upset recovery, unusual attitude
Yes.
training organization. I had an extra 300L.
Oh, nice. All right.
Amazing airplane, but absolutely the wrong airplane for that job, for that task. Because
True, it's about the only
you
thing
have
you
so
think of
much
that makes
energy
as much money as flying.
Oh.
that you can fix anything. The flight controls are absolutely amazing. You know, there's so much rudder and aileron and elevator authority. The worst crosswinds I've ever landed has been in one of those airplanes, and it's like nothing.
like nothing.
And,
Oh, yeah.
but it's the energy that it has to recover from a spin or whatever. Boom, you're right back at altitude. And that's why I like the airplane to begin with.
So what is
But the problem with that airplane is it does not transfer.
Yes.
People flying Bonanzas or Pipers or King Airs or whatever, they have trouble jumping from the concept that they learned
Right.
in the extra to doing it in
Because they actually have to work harder to do it.
yeah, and and there's not good transference. So I run a little museum now called Eagle Flying Museum. We've had to really pull back our horns from what we used to be, but we have a pot of money.
Really well in the beginning.
And what I'd like to do is buy an aerobatic Bonanza to do that, because
Oh.
I think the aerobatic Bonanza, an E33C or an F33C, would be the perfect airplane for that. And that's kind of my
I can't imagine what it's
soapbox.
like to
Right.
parts, but if you
Is
have
that
a
kind
common
of
motor like
train,
Continental
his
or
unusual
Warbird,
attitude, upset recovery kind of thing.
it's
And,
just the other
I thought about
stuff
doing
that
it
might be a
in
little
a
fun.
super decathlon, but it's actually the same issue. It's a transference issue. It's a tail wheel, so they're not used to that.
Roy, thank you very much.
It is actually a really super easy airplane to fly.
Right.
So you miss all that, and that I think that transference
Yep.
is something you cannot dismiss.
No.
Because that's what I want people to have. Is I want to have that muscle memory
Right.
when they leave.
But you have to do it in a more similar airplane.
Yeah, you have to do it in an airplane that's similar, and it's got the same power to weight, at least very similar
Right.
characteristics. And the extra, its power to weight ratio is
Yeah.
unbelievable. So it almost invalidates the learning process.
Yeah.
I think about doing it at T-34. I really like
Yep.
T-34. I've got a fair amount of time in those airplanes too. But I think there's similar issue as far as transference because it's a tandem seat airplane.
Yeah.
So I think it's better, definitely better than extra or super.
Right.
But you still run into that issue.
Yeah.
But I don't have a big enough pot of money to do that.
Yeah.
To buy an aerobatic Bonanza. It's not that big. So we'll see what happens. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've talked a lot about it with Tom Turner about doing that.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Tom and I have been friends for a long time. He actually, I used to know him when I was at Seymour. I knew him, and not personally. I mean, we were friends. We were online friends.
Right.
And then we got to be friends. And he said he wanted to ride. And I said, well, here, this is how you do it. So I got him riding the Strike Eagle years ago.
Outstanding. Well, next time I see Tom, I'll have to. I don't think you came up in our conversations. I need to do that with him because I've spent time with Tom. I guess it's been 2 years ago. We had one of their training sessions down in Houston. I went down there for the weekend, and he and I had dinner together and had a chat and compared notes about this, that, and the other. At the time, there were some things going on with B2 OSH that both of us thought needed some improvement. And we were kind of thought the same things, so we had a good long discussion about some of the improvements we would have liked to have made to B2 OSH to eliminate some of the challenges that they have. Because some of the folks do it because it's fun, and they probably aren't as well trained as they should be.
Yeah, and they don't keep up their currency.
They don't keep up their currency, and we don't have a mandated currency program. They've tried to start a little bit of one, but based on our experience in the Air Force, it's not even close.
Left the keys. I left you some cash for a
Yeah,
mug.
I put that in the door so nobody walks
Well,
out.
then you run
Okay,
into the
all
other
right.
problem
Yeah,
about
don't worry, it didn't walk out.
people don't want to.
Yeah,
They
they,
want to do it.
yeah. they're not willing to put up with the discipline that it takes and do it often enough. They're just in it for the camping and going together, which is the reason why they do B2 wash. But if you're going to do it in formation, you got to do the formation thing. And that's why Wayne College started the training, because they recognized early on that there was a lot they didn't know about putting masses of airplanes together, and they wanted to do it right. And he started the training, which was a great first step.
I did a couple of mass gaggles in T6s, and they tried to kill me twice. So I gave that up.
Yeah.
One guy, we're in the mass gaggle, and I'm in one guy's back seat, you know, teaching him how, and guy pulls the power, and he flies in reverse through our formation, because you know when you pull the power, man, it's like a rocket ship or something. You know, the closure rates can be enormous.
Yep.
And you don't think about that until it actually happens. But then that caused the exploded cantaloupe.
Of course.
And all the other people are doing this and trying to get out of the way and overreacting. And it's like, you know, why am I doing this?
That's like in the only formation that I have any concern about at all is when we fly close trail. If somebody's high and the airplane in front loses power, you can't react fast enough. So when I fly with somebody, I make sure they're down low enough. And it's happened at least twice that I've heard of. I was not in the formation, but I heard the story where one of the airplanes lost its power, and the guy that was flying close formation didn't know what happened until the guy was past and went, "Where did he go?"
Yeah, he disappeared.
It just happens so fast.
It is amazing. Well, the weirdest thing happens with the vortex, and the wake turbulence that you don't know. I was doing a photo shoot on a B-25, and I'm flying a DC-3. And you know the photographer's in the tail, and he wants you to get a good shot, get closer. So I got up into, I got the tail up into the vortex, the wake turbulence, and man, it tried to suck me. It literally tried to suck me into the V-25. I mean, it's pulling me up, and I'm pushing down as hard as I can. It's like, oh my gosh, you gotta. This is an important thing. Safety tip here: stay out of that.
Yeah. We've seen that if we put Barons in front of normal Bonanzas. One of them is not a problem. In fact, they're a great lead platform because they're so heavy, they're stable. Mm-hmm. They're very easy to fly off of. But you put more than one together, especially four, something happens to the air that is not what you expect, and actually some of their vortices seem to actually stay up rather than, you know, you expect vortices to drop a little bit. And we've had several instances where formations of Bonanzas behind Barons get an unbelievable amount of turbulence from the Barons. And we haven't had anybody be able to explain what's happening or why. It would take an engineering study and smoke and all that to figure out what's going on. But
well, I think what it is, I mean, if you think about it, what's happening with the wing to begin with, right? Is if you got the low pressure area, so does the low pressure area only stay at the wing? How can it? Yeah, because the whole thing's flowing backwards. So that's what I thought about this. Why did that happen to me? Because it wasn't just the tail; it sucking the whole airplane up into it. And what I think is happening is that you're being sucked up into that low pressure area. The airplane doesn't really know, that about turbulence at this. What it does is this is just another low pressure area, so it's lift. How do you spoil that? So I think that's what's happening, and that's what I determined happened there. So it kind of, you know, whenever I'm flying next to a big airplane like that, it informed me about where the boundaries are. And I think that's what's happening. And you think about the Baron he's got a much larger volume of air that is lower pressure than the Bonanzas because he's heavy.
And he's also got two props turning that are creating vortices off of them
Yeah, and if
themselves.
you think about, I think what's happening there too is you get an updraft from those things that are kind of pushing you
Right.
into the low pressure area. So, yeah, it's just flying close to other airplanes is not for the casual
No,
approach.
it's not. Some people found out the hard way.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I know. Talk about Randolph. Got a story about that. I got telling you, my dad, had Cardies, had the Stearman at Cardies. He had the one I have was his, and it's his second Stearman. His first Stearman he had in partnership with another guy, and Harry, is my dad. He did all the. You ever heard of the tattoo at the Taj? Well, once upon a time, my dad always opened the tattoo at the Taj. It was the Stearman first, and then the head of the flyer with the tweets, and then the T-38s,
Right.
and whoever else is available. And so years, it was my dad doing the tattoo at the Taj. And so Randolph he'd go and do photo shoots and other stuff, but he taught at the Aero Club
Right.
and other stuff. So he did a lot of stuff there. And his partner was jealous of that. And he went with, I'm going to take the Stearman to Randolph and we're going to do a photo shoot. And a guy in San Antonio, to remain nameless, he was a businessman, but he was an amateur photographer. They went in the Citabria, and because in the back seat in the Citabria, you don't see very well.
No.
So the pilot sat in the back, the photographer sat in the front. You can always see right now that there's problems, visibility issues. So Tom, his partner, they didn't fly formation. He didn't, he's one of those guys, well, Harry does it, I can do it.
Yeah. Yep.
So he went off with his Citabria photo shoot, and they are flying towards the T-38 runway. And the tower said, I briefed you to stay away from that runway. I've got incoming traffic. Turn immediately. Because I have incoming traffic to that runway. So the Stearman turns, and the Citabria does absolutely the wrong thing. He lost sight. He was here. He turns. He loses sight
because of the wind.
because of the wing. And what does he do? He does the wrong thing. He pulls up right into him, and the prop chops them up. It kills both of them. Citabria falls to the ground. And then what happened to my dad's partner? He liked flying from the front seat. My dad did too. I like flying from the back, but he liked flying from the front. So he'd had weights, because the Stearman, you're not supposed to fly from the front seat. So he had weights to balance so he could do that. But when the prop took some stuff from the Citabria and hit him in the head, so it kind of knocked him out. And this photographer's daughter was in the back seat of the Stearman. So the Stearman just did a kind of a pirouette after that happened and crashed. They were at maybe 800 feet, maybe. So they weren't that high off the ground. And it crashed. And the emergency response immediately, and the EMTs showed up, and the cops were there and all that. But this is the day before crash was really well developed. The crash response was not well developed. But they got there. Tom was, he wasn't visibly injured. He had a cut on his head. And the daughter, was not hurt at all. Stearman's a very strong airplane.
I guess so.
And she was okay. And Tom says, I just got a big headache. And they said, I just want to go down and sit. I want to sit down here. And then he died 30 minutes later. Because with head trauma, your brain's going to swell. It's going to keep bleeding. And this is in the day before they really knew.
Understood.
That.
Yep.
And I don't know if this was one of the triggers, but people understood that later on, that you got to relieve the swelling, otherwise it's bad. So that he died, and so I very much want to know who I'm flying for.
Exactly. They know what they're doing.
Know what they're doing, and I never liked that big gaggle thing, because put all these people with not a whole lot of experience in situations where shibetcha can happen, and we don't have any maneuvering room.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. How do I ditch out of this? If I could be on the outside of the formation, maybe
Yeah.
that'd be a good thing. I'm just kind of panicky about that. Yeah. Well, cool. This has been a lot of fun.
It has been. This is
I love-
good.
I love just talking, flying, talking airplanes, talking about old times. We didn't really talk too much about the Heath, but we can save that for later.
Save that for another time.
Yeah.
And a beer.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, so let's go slip the Surleys.
Let's go do it and get them pre-flighted and started and go have some fun.
I think that sounds good. Like a good time.
Outstanding. This has been a good time.